Irwin Data Intelligence Suite, working with Mapping Manager, creating mappings. The agenda. Creating mapping specifications involves viewing Mapping Manager dashboard and creating mappings. Getting started with Mapping Manager. Click on the tile bar icon to access Irwin Data Intelligence Suite modules. Go to Data Catalog. Select Mapping Manager. You can create source-to-target mappings with the Mapping Manager module. View Mapping Manager dashboard. Click the projects icon. Click Mapping Manager dashboard. Statistics from your enterprise-level Mapping Manager will be displayed here. Mapping Summary will be displayed here. Mapping Status here. And Proactive Impact Analysis Report is displayed here. You also have the Project Overview Report and the Mapping Classification Report. On the second page of the dashboard, mapping assignments will be displayed, as well as source and targets that are not mapped, and test case status, details of the project test cases, and the details of user test cases. Creating mappings. Multiple maps can be created under a project or subject area. You can perform source-to-target mappings and create mapping specifications under a map. Under Workspace Mappings pane, right-click on a project and select New Map. The New Mapping Wizard window appears. Enter the appropriate values in the fields. Refer to the following tables for field descriptions. Select Proceed with Auto Map or select Finish. Proceed with Auto Map uses Auto Map technique. Click Finish. A map is created in the Mappings tree. Now, create a mapping specification for the map using drag and drop method or graphical design. Create mapping specifications using the drag and drop method, even when source and column names are different from target column names. After mapping source to target, set the target update strategy and enter a description about the strategy. Click Edit Specifications. Drag source or target table or column from the metadata catalog and drop it into the mapping specifications grid, ensuring it lands in the correct table or column. Click Target Update Strategy to enter the update strategy description. Under the Workspace Mappings pane, click the required map. By default, the Mapping Specification tab opens. Graphical Method creates mapping specifications when columns in the source and target have the same or different names. Click the Graphical Designer tab and drag the source table from the metadata catalog and drop it in the Graphical Designer. Select the source table and specify it as source. Drag the target table from the metadata catalog and drop it into the Graphical Designer. Click the target table and specify it as target. If the source and target have the same column names, click Auto Map to automatically create the mapping. If the source and target have different names, then drag the connection from the respective source column to the target column. Click Target Update Strategy to enter the update strategy description. To create mapping specifications using AutoMap, in the New Mapping Wizard page, drag the target table from the metadata pane and drop it in the Target Objects box. Drag the source table from the metadata pane and drop it in the Source Objects box. Click here. The source columns are mapped with the target columns under a mapping group with a target table name. The mapping information can be previewed in the Auto Mapping Preview grid. Use this option to add the transformations in the AutoMap. Delete unmapped target attributes, delete unmapped source attributes, and maximize or minimize the Auto Mapping Preview grid. A new map is created and saved under the Mappings tree. All the auto maps in the multiple mapping groups appear in the same sequence in the Mapping Specifications grid. Expand the Additional Mapping Information pane and click the Target Update Strategy tab to enter the Update Strategy description. You can add transformation and auto map and specify exact match, orphan source, orphan target, or all rows. Click on the Add icon. A row is added to the grid. Double-click the cell under the Key column and select the required transformation. Double-click the cell under the Value column and select the value. Select the checkbox to apply the transformation for exact match, orphan source, orphan target, and all rows, and click Save. Note, you can use transformations created under the Transformations node only for business rules. For other transformations, enter the required value. Switch Append to On to enable Append mode. Append mode enables you to drop multiple columns from Metadata Catalog in one row of the Mapping Specifications grid. Drag one or multiple source columns from the Metadata Catalog into the Mapping Specification under the source column's name, and click Save. The Graphical Designer tab presents the graphical representation of the one-to-many mappings. Click on the Target Update Strategy to enter the Update Strategy description. That's it. Thank you for watching. For more information, please visit irwin.com.